Hi there, welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. I hope that this is not, there's like a little tassel hanging down. I hope you're not seeing that in the video. We'll find out later. Anyway, I am painting a tree painting, and if you watched the last video, it'll bring you through to this point. Today, we're gonna put in the tree, and we need to kind of make a mark where the ground's gonna go. So remember that this will be behind the grass, so we don't have to worry about that. I would say I'm going to put a line in where the grass is going to go. I'm not pushing down. I'm just using this is a Soho ebony pencil, but it's a soft lead. You can also just use a regular pencil. We're just marking where the grass is going to go. I don't even have to go all the way across. It's just to help you do this. And then I'm going to put a line where the tree is going to be. So I want it to be, it doesn't have to be centered. It could be one side or the other. So say we come over this way a little bit. I'm just going to put a line. That's my trunk. I don't want to have two lines for the trunk. I don't need to make a big wide trunk. I can paint it that way. And then I'm going to put a tree next to it, a little friend to hang out with it. There we go. And I will start putting branches in. So I don't need to do all the branches and make this all detailed and draw little birds and nests and all that stuff. No, I just need to put a line. Just one little line. I don't need a lot of detail. And up we go into the top there. And same over here, we're gonna put a line just to get me started. Put that over there, and then one over here, putting branches. These are old trees that are out in the wildlife refuge that haven't had a lot of attention. No, I don't think anybody ever trimmed them. So we don't need to worry about the trunk. We're just putting in where these branches are gonna go. And these guys are friends. I mean, their branches are gonna interlock and go intertwine between each tree. There we go. Put some over here. I'm just drawing the lines where they're gonna go. And got a chip of something on there. I need to get that off. There we go. Okay, and then this we'll add more details later. But there's branches even down here. And this will be where my grass is gonna come up and over. And we'll put a little branch over here. There we are. That's it. This is good enough. You can tell that's two trees. And I'm gonna take this 1-inch brush. So we started with a 1-inch brush. This is from the dollar store. And I'm gonna make sure that this is dry. It cannot have water on it. So if you're just starting out with it, start with it. You don't have to wet it down because we don't want soup on here. We don't want a bunch of liquid with the green. But I'm gonna take this brush and tap it into where this green is. So this is Hooker's green on here. And with this, I'm gonna tap my brush into it. So we take the 1-inch brush and just tap straight down. So it should pretty much cover, so it kind of made a little separation there. I'm just gonna tap a few times and get it loaded with some paint. I need to have a little bit more paint on there. This is a smaller painting, so I'm sticking with a smaller, there we go, that's good. So that's loaded nice. There's plenty of paint on there. And I'm gonna tap that in here where the tree branches, where the tree greenery is, and I can come up higher than I actually drew the lines for, so I'm just gonna start tapping, and I wanna see what kind of foliage that's gonna put. So that tells me that there's not enough paint on this brush, so I need to get more paint because this is really faint. So I'm gonna push my brush into the paint and make sure it's got plenty of paint, and then I'm gonna practice over here on the plastic and make sure that it looks good and it looks fine. And then I'll tap right over where I just did and get some foliage going here. And you can let people think that you spent hours painting all those little, leaves or whatever they are off in the distance. Maybe I'd say they're probably leaves. I'm gonna bring it over here too. Don't worry about the trunk yet, we'll do that later. And that reminds me, I didn't tell you, you're gonna need some brown too. So we're gonna use, for the brown, when we do use the brown, which we're not doing right now, but we will use burnt umber, and I'll put that on the directions. So anyhow, I'm gonna keep going and tap in where this tree is gonna have foliage. And if I end up with too much, like I did right there, I got a big blob of it right here. I can come back and take that out with a Q-tip. So I'm gonna see if I can make that happen. There we go, we got that on there. I'm gonna grab a Q-tip. This is something you can grab out of your bathroom even, Q-tip. And I'm just gonna take some of that green off. I've got a few Q-tips here, and I will just roll that towards the green itself. There we go. Just roll it towards the green, and then I'm going to dampen one down, and then do the same thing. Roll it towards the paint, and get a new one. People usually try to save the Q-tips forever, and that doesn't work very well. There we go. Plenty. Okay, so I can go right back over that, tap on it, and call it good. It's not rocket science, and I'm kind of holding them together. I'm going to just tap right over that. Not worried about it being perfect. It's okay if there's a little bit, because there's going to be branches in there too, but there's not the big blob that there was. There we go. All right, and coming down here, I'm going to put it down here as well. And on the bottom branches over here, these trees have branches clear to the ground. Like I said, they haven't been trimmed. Nobody goes out to the refuge and trims them down, so they're going to look kind of gnarly, and that's okay. My favorite kind of tree, right? They can come out a little further if you want. They can grow, but I would recommend, as you're doing this, I wouldn't just tap, 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 tap. You need to tap and then look and see how your design is coming out. And I am happy with how it's turning out so far. I will continue. I'm going to tap a little bit in the middle here, and I will continue over to this side. There we go. And it looks like there's just a bunch of greenery. That's okay. In fact, it goes all the way to the ground, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Don't be concerned about where the grass starts, because grass is green. It's a different color green, but you know what? It's not going to make a difference when it comes to painting this painting. And I can bring up a little bit where the branches are, or where the greenery is, sorry. There we are. And then a little bit maybe coming out this far. Let's see if we can get that out there. There we go. Yeah, no problem. And it's looking like, you know what? It's almost looking like a heart shape. It's okay. We'll just tap that, and it's not going to be a problem. We will go right up here. I want to leave some of the sky showing through. That's my goal. I don't want this completely green. I want to leave some of the sky showing through like it is, okay? So I think I'm done with this for now. And what I want to do is put some grass in here. So what we can do is take a little bit of the yellow ochre that we have and put the grass in here. That's going to be this color, and that's going to go right over this. I'm putting it onto the green palette. Put it right there, right over there, and then we're going to scrape through and start doing the grass, and I'll show you that. Taking this 1-inch brush, I'm just going to pull through with that green into the yellow ochre until I get it to look like, in fact, it's looking like grass right here on the palette, which is exactly what I want. So I'm gonna take that and paint right over my line. Starting at the sky, I'm going to pull down. There we are. I'll just pull down and make that grass. We'll put the trunk in probably in the next video. And I'm pulling across there, loading more. As soon as it turns out the same color and you don't have a differentiation between the two colors, then you want to reload your brush with more, because that will happen over time. As you're painting, it's gonna mix the two colors automatically together as you paint over them. And what we want to do is make sure we have the two colors to show the grass. So right now it's looking like grass. I need some more yellow ochre on here. But we got a good start of the grass here. And I'll just take that color again, and the green and the yellow ochre. I'm going to pull through the yellow ochre into the green, like so. And then I'm going to make that grass, like so. Just pull it. There we go. It's a little bit brighter there, but maybe that grass there died. I don't know. Nobody fed the grass out here in the wildlife refuge. It's, you know, it's natural. So we don't have to worry about it being perfect. It's not going to be a well manicured lawn or, you know, a golf course. All right, so I'm going to get, it's kind of dry, so I'm going to get a little bit of water, but I need to wipe it on the table. As soon as I do that, if you are against wiping it on the table, you're going to have some issues here. So just wipe it on the table where your arm is not going to rest, where your neighbor's arm is not going to rest. And we'll just grab more. I pull through. I'm going to see what color that turns out to be. And then I'm just going to paint right. I'm going over the grass and pulling down as I'm going. And I don't really want to start at the top and go all the way down, because that's going to look like one tall strand of grass, and I don't really want to do that. I want to make it look like a field, and you know, there we go. So I'm going to wipe this off and get a little bit more yellow ochre. So if I do have to come up here to the top, I just need to go a little ways and stop. I need to stop short of coming all the way down, because otherwise it's going to look like one big piece of grass. There we go. Yep. And that works. So I am going to stop for this video, or for now. This will be the end for this video. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed painting this. And you know, the cool thing about YouTube, you can just stop the video as you're doing it and take it at your leisure. Do it as, you know, as quickly as you want to do it and as slowly as you want to do it, all at the same time. So I am done. I'm going to wash this brush. When I'm done here, I'm going to wash it with Master soap for acrylic paint. And if you can't do that, rinse it really well in your sink. Make sure that before you do that, let me back it up a little bit. Before you do that, wipe all the excess paint off of it with a paper towel so that you don't clog the drains with the acrylic paint. And then once you wipe off all the paint, then rinse it in the water and wipe it off until there's no more residual paint coming off on the paper towel. Okay. So this is a little bit yellow. I'm going to use soap on it. You could use Masters acrylic paintbrush soap, and you could also just use, if you had to, you could use the soap that you have. You just want to make sure it's not a harsh soap. Okay, so I will see you next video. Please like this video and please subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, have a great day.